showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the AFC East Shakedown. I'm your host, Tommy, and this is brought to you by Mafia Sports Report today. Joining me are the regulars. Sports Dynasty Podcast, Trevor and Juan. What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing, buddy? Pretty good.
Long time. And, of course, Captain D in the building. What's up, Captain D?
What's going on? Finally, we are here. We are back here.
We are
Glad
back.
to see everybody.
We are back. Unfortunately, none of our teams won the Super Bowl last season. So
yeah, that was
we shall see what happens this season. But let's dive right into this, man. Offseason was interesting. For some teams, some not so much. We're gonna start with Trevor and Juan. Patriots all season. Tell us how it went. Come on, give me something here, guys.
Oh, God. If you listen, it felt like we're Miami Dolphins, like from last year. 2 offensive coordinators apparently calling plays disastrous. Like you have one offensive coordinator. Yeah, Matt Patricia, who hasn't called offensive plays since fucking graduate school, and you have another person who called a QB sneak on third and long last year. So yeah, it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad right now. The offense looks awful, but it is what it is. As they tell other Patriot fans, in Bill we trust. In Bill we trust. I'm like, whatever, I guess, but whatever.
So Juan, you seem very quiet today. Tell me, come on, you got to give us something that the Patriots did good. Something. Nothing. Okay. Then fine. I'm gonna dig.
No, I'll talk.
All right, because I was gonna take that screwdriver and open you up and really get some information out of you. But come on, man.
I don't want to get tortured. No, thank you. All right. The only thing that I can say in the top of my head that's really good, but can also be really bad because we actually don't know how this is gonna go, is that there are a lot of talented safeties in this team. There's like 4 or 5 different safeties when it comes to Adrian Phillips, when it comes to Kyle Duggar, when it comes to Peppers. There's a lot of good safety people, and I think they're doing that to try to get this defense faster, because if people remember the last time they seen this team play is against a certain team that is in the show, they look like a team that played at 1985. And aged since then. So very, very slow, very, very clueless. So if safeties come in, most likely going to play a lot of hybrid on defense. So you're not going to see many linebackers. This team barely has any linebackers in the roster. Belichick is going for speed to try to catch up to the league in general. So, but we don't know how that's actually going to turn out. So I don't even know if that's actually good. But at least there's the effort in making the defense faster, therefore at least being viable enough to apparently carry a subpar offense, at least according to the preseason reports.
I want to ask you about your situation with the coordinators. It's an interesting topic, so I have to ask you, what the hell is Belichick doing with the dual coordinator system, and they're not even OCs to begin with? I'm just curious. On the judge who's a special teams and a defensive coordinator and Patricia.
Is that I think Belichick is going to be doing everything.
Okay. So he's running the show secretly, but these are just guys that are just there on paper. So it looks good, is what you're saying. Just to have a coordinator. So it says not his name, correct? Is that where you're going with this? Yes. Okay.
Oh, I think they froze.
Oh, they're froze.
They're frozen.
You see what happens when we talk about the Patriots?
Oh no. Okay.
They're frozen. The Patriots are frozen in time.
They
Captain D.
are stuck in time right now. They are.
They're
my.
stuck in time. And this is what happens, guys, when we talk Patriots, because they've been stuck in time.
They've been stuck in time. I agree.
So we'll wait. We'll wait for them to get back, come back. I'm gonna boot them out so they're not looking so funky like this. It'll just be me and Captain for now.
That's
so
right.
Captain D.
That's right.
We'll get back to them as soon as they get unfrozen. I have no idea what happened. Let me tell them to bounce out and bounce back in. Let's see here. Hold on real quick. You guys are frozen. So, oh, there we go. Okay, and then I got a JJ in my on the in the room here. I have no idea who that is. So odd. Anyways, Captain D, let's get on the Dolphins until they come back. Captain D, what's going on with the offseason with the Dolphins? Let's just start with your owner. Let's start there with the
yeah, the owner has been obviously is an issue, but let's start on the positives here. And let's talk about the addition of Tyreek Hill, Cedric Wilson, Teron Armstead. These are great additions that the Dolphins have made. And of course, there has been some drama going on in the front office and stuff like that. But right now, we're going to look forward to the positives, and that's all these great additions that the Miami Dolphins have added. And just to help Sports Dynasty podcast, I am completely hyped about seeing Cole Strange. And that was a joke.
Clearly, obviously.
Low blow there.
I'm hyped to see him. That was a joke, and I'm just.
Oh man! You see, we're right back at it again, guys. Captain D's jokes. Golly, and you know this is. All right. Okay. So let's get back to the Patriots. I want to get back to the dual OC. So
I don't think my equipment wants to go back to it. Actually,
you guys froze when we were talking about
again. Yeah, I don't think my equipment likes this.
It was like we went. Yeah, I was like, you guys are frozen in time. It's like I don't know what happened there, but
that's never happened before. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, you see, we get on this. I think things are just melting in New England, and it's just taking effect over there at Sports Dynasty Podcast. But so you were saying before you guys froze that you think Belichick's going to run the whole show, correct? He's doing
that's
everything.
what I think he's going to do.
And you think that's going to be good?
No,
of course not.
No.
So, but listen, okay. But will his defense hold you guys in games at least? I mean, are you guys still cool with your defense? Because he is a really good defensive coach. So you guys think that you'll still be in games?
There will be no possible way we're not in the 500 range. There's no way we're going to be lower than that. It's just when it comes to real competition, like competitiveness, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll just put it that way.
So you think your offense is in trouble?
Of course,
correct? Okay,
of course, yeah.
What's the reports on Mac Jones having a bad offseason? Now, listen, I'm only going by reports. I have no idea, and that's why we do this round kind of table, because I need to ask the guys who follow the team, right? So I've heard Mac Jones having a little rough time at camp, a little bad offseason. What's your thoughts on Mac Jones coming into his second year? You think this is just something he'll get past this offseason, or is it this dual OC Belichick kind of stepping in and kind of messing up Mac Jones? Because I thought Mac Jones last year was kind of like a system quarterback, and now that your OC's left, which was there forever, is that part changed now for Mac Jones? Is he no longer like that system not being ran where Mac Jones was comfortable? Is that maybe why he's kind of having the struggles, or is it just me hearing that? Yeah,
the system is gonna be close to the same as it always has. It's the same system it's always been since 2000 under Belichick. Even with the different corners we had over the years, it's gonna be a similar variation of the same offense we've had for the last 22 years. It's just that when you have another coordinator who's going to probably call things a different way, you're going to have a little bit of different personnel, because we did get like two new receivers to get implemented. Is going to change things. Now the offensive line is a little bit different. Gavin and Shaq Mason drafting Cole Strange. I'm having to move offensive linemen around, losing Ted Karras to Cincinnati. This is more new. So I don't think it's as bad as he had to having to learn an offense again, but it's getting close to that, if that makes any sense, since the personnel was completely different, including the coordinators, and having Belichick calling plays instead of McDaniels. It's different, so it's new.
Okay. Now I remember last year you guys were talking about J.C. Jackson. I remember Trevor was really high on him as far as re-signing him. Then it happened, clearly. He went for the money, he got paid. Did you guys do anything to replace J.C. Jackson, or are you happy with his replacement, basically, whoever's taking over J.C.'s spot?
My assumption, I can't say anything about this, but my assumption is that this is going to be a little bit more zone heavy, because the corners that were drafted, they're going to have to rely on some rookies, especially with Michael Butler getting booted out because of injury. So there's going to have to be a zone-based thing, especially since the two rookies we have are like under 6 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're kind of short. So I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be more of a zone-based thing. I really think we're gonna see a lot of safety heavy defensive formations coming forward, as my guess, just to make things easier for the corners, because our starting corner at this moment, unless there's some rookie steps up that we don't know about yet, is fucking Jalen Mills at this point. So this has to be a zone-based scheme at this point, similar to the early 2010s. And if you remember the defenses for the early 2010s, will pray, at least Patriots fans will pray, that will not suffice again.
It was literally basically
there's a reason why I hate Matt Patricia with all my heart and soul.
It was literally at best, bend don't break. Literally, that's how it was. Bend don't break, and hope to God that they don't completely shit the bed. That's how bad it was.
We're gonna do predictions later, right? Of our team?
Well, for week 1, we're not. We're gonna do them next week.
Like period.
Oh yeah, I'll get to that.
So I have more to say when we go in predictions.
Yeah, we will definitely get to that.
I
did want to say I saw a stupid pencil sticking out of his hat. Patricia can't stand that guy.
That's what he does.
Stupid guy. I'm sorry. And it's not even a Patriot thing. I just don't like that guy. So all right, so that's your off season. So you guys lost J.C. Jackson, which, man, I don't know. I would have paid him, but that's me. Then you guys go to the draft. I didn't really follow your draft, I'll be honest with you. So how did your draft go? And I know obviously Belichick has been struggling in the draft. So did he hit it, nail it? What would you grade that draft?
We'll find out.
Well, for the most part,
I mean, the early. I mean, right now, like how they look in preseason, how they look in camp. What's the word on your guys at least the first 3 rounds, 4-round players?
We have Cole Strange. We have Tyquan Thornton, who's injured, but he was having a decent camp. We have 2 rookie corners. We have 2 rookie running backs. I think one of them got cut. I think the one we drafted like the 6th round got cut, I believe, in cut day. But the other rookie kid, I'm more likely gonna have playing time.
Pierre Strong.
Yeah. He had a good camp. He was really good.
Okay. So let's get to the Dolphins. The good old Dolphins. We know you guys had a busy offseason. So let's start with their offseason, Captain D. We know what happened with the major move, which was Tyreek Hill. So I'll let you go, man. The floor is yours.
Well, real quick, I just to touch on the Patriots, I thought, I was joking around about, Cole Strange and all that stuff. I thought a lot of people dogged that pick. I liked it. They know their identity. Mac Jones is I preach on Mac Jones all day, and you.
What was that?
What?
I love the spirit.
Okay, but I like the pick. A lot of people didn't like Cole Strange, but you got to protect Mac Jones. I wish that they had made some additions as far as they did with Devontae Parker. I love Devontae Parker; he's a former Dolphin, but wish that maybe they had tried to make a little bit more of an effort to help Mac Jones out. But I like it. I like where they're going. That's their identity, and that's where they're going. Now the Dolphins. Hey, I'm still looking for Channing Tindall right now. We had a 3rd round draft pick. I'm still searching for it. He's not producing as yet, and I spoke about this earlier, the last podcast we had, but we made a lot of obviously key additions: Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead. We hit the offensive line. We got Cedric Wilson at wide receivers. So we're very deep in offense. I'm a little bit worried as far as depth on the defense. Byron Jones is going to come into this game. He's going to be missing 4 games up front. And of course, it's an Achilles injury. That's a serious. That's something that you got to watch. So it's. I wish we had gone a little more deeper and got some more depth, but let's see. I'm happy. Obviously, when you get Tyreek Hill, you get some of these big hitters that you're excited, and that's a big offseason.
Let's talk about your owner, who got
Oh,
suspended and fined for reaching out, doing some illegal stuff. Captain D, trying to get Tom Brady on the Dolphins. Now, what the hell? What is going on with the Tua thing? Why is your owner constantly trying to push Tua out the door? And now Tyreek Hill and your coach is hyping him up, saying he's the best thing since Dan Marino. Do you think that's to get Tua's maybe confidence back up, knowing that's in the back of his mind that the owner tried to ship him out of town?
Of course.
Okay.
You know, I think that's a great thing. I think that's a great team for team morale right now, that you have such, Tyreek Hill is I would say a top 10 player in the NFL. You know what I mean? And to have somebody, say those things about you and have your back, I mean, that's a big deal. You want those players, they're on your team, they're supporting you. So that's great that he's saying those things. And about the owner, this is the NFL. He's an owner. All these guys, they do their stuff. They whatever. It's all about. And I'm going to touch on this in my rant. I'm not going to touch on it now, but I'll wait for my rant.
That's fine. I just think, man, I feel like they tanked for Tua, which was the thing back then. They got him, and then they realized they made a mistake, possibly. Now maybe it's not. I don't know yet. But I felt like your owner's been just trying to figure a way out of the Tua situation. And I mean, like, if he would have brung Brady in, I mean, come on. Like, I know Brady's still playing at a pretty good level, but it would have been a year or two. You guys would still have to go out and get a quarterback, right? Like, after. Like, Brady almost retired. He did retire and he came back. So I don't understand that, and why push out a young guy if you just don't clearly believe in him. So do you think this is it for Tua? If he doesn't have a good season or he gets hurt again, do you think the Dolphins move on?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
And as you as a fan, you're good with that?
Oh, completely.
Okay.
Completely.
Okay. So you're on board.
I think
you're on board with that. Okay. I'm glad your honesty, because I feel like a lot of Dolphin fans are probably feeling the same way about.
No, I mean, with all with our coach being the way how he is, and how the communication level is different as far as most coaches, he separates himself in that aspect of any other head coach in the NFL. And he communicates differently. He's a player's coach. So I think that with all the intangibles, all the talent that we've added, the coaching staff, if this doesn't work, that's it. And hey, we drafted I don't want to go on a limb here, but Skylar Thompson. Let's go.
Oh, somebody's liking somebody in the draft. Hey, I felt like Buffalo had a good draft too. I don't know if you guys don't follow my team, but we had a couple late round. Yeah, we had a couple late rounders that worked out. One late rounder no longer on the team because of certain situations, but he was a punter. And listen, let me tell you guys, that was wild. And that was a wild week on my show with I would say 90%. And of course I got backlash, but I'm telling you, I'm on Twitter all the time. 90% of Bill's Mafia was kick this guy off the team. So like they were not having it.
Okay.
It was crazy, yo. On Twitter, it was wild on Twitter. Now you still got about 10-15%, let's say, that were on the opposite side. There was no in the middle. I was like in the middle of the first day because it was one day, whenever there's one day out of a story, you can't overreact. No matter how harsh it is, you always got to, whatever it is, outside sports, whatever, you got to always at least take the information before you start like rushing to judgment or saying he's good, whatever. So I had to take all the information. It just happened that day. And I remember everyone's freaking. But you guys got to remember there's a lot of things that like some players like I remember there was something on Shady McCoy one season. And it was he hired some friend to go beat up his girlfriend out of his house. And it winded up it wasn't true. And then it was Ed Oliver on a DUI. And it winded up he was totally not drinking. So and people were rushing right away. Kick him off the team. Dead DUI. So it's like, I was like, whoa, let's just find out. Because it's odd that it happened in October. We're all the way now in almost August, or it was August. And nothing had happened up until that point. Now all of a sudden it's a story. So I needed to find out. But I will say this, where the Bills messed up. Because from what I heard, some teams knew in the draft process and some teams didn't. So who knows who their guy is that looks at these players? One. Two, my problem, and it's really the only problem, and I promise you it won't happen again, is once they found out in July, for me, I would have just said, yo, we're not going to cut you, but we're going to send you home. And once we send you home and we find more into this, then we'll decide if we're going to cut you. Because if they would have done that from the beginning, I don't think anyone would have had a problem with that because nobody would have knew why he was at home until the story came out. Then they would have said, oh, I see why the Bills sent him home. No problem. You know what I mean? And then they would have had Hawks still on the team if they would have kept him, but they didn't do that. I think they gave the player a benefit of doubt a little too early instead of just sending him home because something like that is not like it wasn't like a DUI. Remember even Von Miller earlier in the offseason had where it was like something about pictures or something, sending his ex-girlfriend's nude pictures, and they didn't like send him. And that's not, I don't think that's serious enough to send him home. But that accusation, when they found it in July, they probably should have been like, yo, it's really serious. Let's investigate this. Go home for a little bit. We'll keep you on the team, but you're at home. And I think in the future they'll do that. You know what I mean? That's the only mistake I think, in all honesty, they made because after it was all said and done, they did cut him right away once they found out everything they needed to find out. Now, mind you, still not guilty, but it looks really bad. Like, so, and either way, it's not our problem anymore. He's not on the team. Nope. So, and we went out and got a veteran kicker. So Sam Martin over from Denver. So it's not like the end of the world. We still got rid of Hawk, who was a terrible kicker. Thank you, Miami Dolphins. And by the way, though, I will say this. Your kicker for the Dolphins did terrible last season because Hawk was actually a good holder. That was the only bright side of that guy. And when Hawk left the Dolphins, your kicker he wasn't very good. So did you guys switch your kicker, your punter, by the way? You guys? I
believe we did. Yes.
All right. Cause man, because your kicker's good. But you see what happens when you have a bad holder?
Jason Sanders is very good, yeah.
It will mess your kicker up, boy. Let's see here. Angry Buffalo sports fan. Shady did get into a bar fight with but that was before us. I'm talking about the ex-girlfriend living in his house, and supposedly he sent somebody over and to beat her up or something. I don't know. But it wound up being nothing. So, but either way, besides the punter issue, I felt like Brandon Beane did a great job in the draft. Khalil Shakir looks so far looks really good. He's going to be a really good receiver. He's already the punt returner because we needed a punt returner. He's very good so far. I felt like the first-round pick, Kyer Elam, is going to be really good once I feel like it's going to take him a couple games to kind of adjust to that level of NFL, but he's a physical corner, which I love. And that's one thing Levi Wallace wasn't. He wasn't a physical corner. He gave up a lot of cushion. And you saw in that Chiefs game, it cost us because we didn't have Trey. We couldn't play physical at the line. And then we got a guy named Christian Benford, who's a 6th-round draft pick, who's another corner who's a start. He's going to wind up getting a lot of playing time. So we had a good overall draft. You got James Cook, who's going to be a good out the backfield as far as like receiving, and I think he's going to get some rushing attempts as well. So yeah, man, I like. Once again, I felt like we had a good draft, and the offseason with Von Miller felt like we paid a little too high maybe, but I think he brings a lot more than just what he does on the field. He brings a lot to the locker room as well. So he's a teacher, a playmaker, and we needed that clearly in the playoffs last season. We didn't have that when it counted, when we needed it. So off-season grades. I'll start with you guys for Trevor and Juan. What do you give your off-season grade? That's including the draft.
C-. And I'm being nice. C-.
Juan, you agree with that?
Yeah, C-, C, no higher.
Okay, so you're around that C range. Captain D, go ahead. Give us that grade.
I'll give us a B+. A B+.
B+. Oh
B+.
yeah, and how do you like your coach, by the way, so far? Because that is a change.
I love the coach. Absolutely love the coach.
Okay.
Love our new head coach.
Seems like a good dude so far.
Yep, completely different. Completely different the mindset. Completely different. Communication is completely different, so I love it.
And you were good with the departure of your old coach?
You can fact check me on that one because I said that on the show. I at the end I was like, yes, yeah. Brian Flores was an asshole. He was not good with communicating with.
That's interesting.
And even with all the wins that at the end of the season when we went on that winning streak, no, he did not communicate well with his coaching staff and his players, and a lot of good coaches did not want to come play for coach for the Dolphins. So I'm very excited about this new coaching staff. The communication is great with the players and the coaching staff, and let's see where it goes.
So he came from Shanahan's system, right? San Francisco, is that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So is he bringing that West Coast kind of
Yep.
offense to Miami? Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's going to be interesting.
We're looking to run a lot, even though with Tyreek Hill and all, it's going to be a lot of run heavy.
All right. Okay. Now I know you guys cut a running back, right? Who'd you guys wind up keeping as who's your two running backs now right now? Because you guys seem to shuffle through running backs every season. So
now our prime guys are going to be Raheem Mostert and then Chase Edmonds, and then we got Miles Gaskins as a backup.
Chase Edmonds from Arizona, correct?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then real quick on the Patriots, who you guys running with this year? Who's the two backs?
The same too. Damian Harris and
Stevenson.
Okay, Stevenson. Are you guys expecting a bigger year from Stevenson? Because he looked like he could possibly have a really good year last year. I just felt like I don't know if they were doing the splits too much with him, but maybe a second year. You think he'll get more of the carries?
I think so.
More carries. I don't know about more carries, but
no.
In terms of more than Damian Harris, I'm not no. But I think it'll be closer, definitely, because I think he's going to wind up being better actually by the end of the season.
I felt like he was a little bit more of a he had a little bit more contact balance. I felt like than Harris. I mean, that's how I saw it. But
yeah, he can ball. That kid is good.
Yeah, he seems like it. But we'll see. I mean, he has to get his opportunities, right? 100%. Which I mean, you guys are more of a run. I would say you guys are a little bit more run heavy than pass heavy, correct? I mean, is that?
It's not a little bit. We definitely are more run heavy than pass. 100%.
Did you guys wind up keeping both tight ends and the ones you guys signed? Did you or did you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, because we have no choice. Prefer not to be under dead money. So
most of John Smith's contract now is basically bonus.
Yeah,
bonus
they did restructure his deal, so we're not under like debt anymore. So
at least it frees at least like $7-8 million be freed up for the year. So pretty not bad.
Let's get into expectations for 2022. So, I mean, I can kind of already tell what you guys are going with because you kind of said the 500 range. So, I guess I'll start with you guys, Trevor and Juan. Patriots, where do you guys see them this year? It's a playoff team. You see them as a rebuild kind of team. You see them on the bottom. You see them somewhere in the middle. Where do you see these guys?
What's funny is that yesterday we just recorded the season predictions, so we know exactly what we got for everybody.
So for me, at least, it kind of reminds me of my Boston Red Sox. You know, even though they're not going to contend, but the GM will put pieces there. So it's kind of like, you know, you're not too sure what you're gonna do. Are we gonna buy? Are we gonna sell? I think this Patriot team this year, as far as our schedule is concerned, we're good enough. We're to the point where we can win the games that's around us, but I think it'll be too little, too late. I think the AFC is a little bit too stacked at this point. I think that we're just barely outside the playoffs. Just barely outside.
Okay.
But but like I said, anything can happen right now. But the offense is very concerning to me, honestly speaking. Like I really want to know how like they're gonna gel together, especially with this new. Let's be honest. You have again, just a lot of question marks on the offensive coaching, honestly speaking.
Okay. So quick question, since you said that about the playoffs, you mentioned the playoffs. So AFC got loaded up this offseason. We know that, right? Like almost even the Jets got better. Jets. But what does it take to get in the playoffs now as an AFC team? Because 10 wins, I don't even know now. I'm thinking 11. The way I mean, the AFC West, for instance, I mean, someone's going to have to win a division there, and there's going to be probably a couple 10-win teams possibly, maybe in that division. I don't know, but what do you feel is going to get you in the playoffs? 11? You think 10's just not going to?
I will put this argument, since in the AFC there are like 8 teams you can say, and one full division that's so powerful. They all play each other at the end of the day, including the tough teams. Since that's happening, that means that they're going to beat each other up. So there's going to be losses that you may or may not expect because they're beating each other up. So it may give some extra teams a small chance for the 7th and 6th seeds because other teams might beat each other up. So not everyone's going to win 12 and 13. There's going to be 11s. There's going to be 10s. So maybe there's a chance that some teams can sneak up in the bottom 2 seeds in the 6th and 7th. So, but it is extremely loaded.
I mean, look at the West, right? You got the Raiders, they improved. You got the Broncos, they improved. You got the Chiefs, they're still the Chiefs. They still got a very good quarterback. They still got Kelsey. They still got a very good coach.
100% with you. Yep.
And then they got the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers. You got the Bengals who improve. You got the Ravens who are getting their damn players back, so they should be just fine. You know what I'm saying? You got guys who are juggernaut. Like there's so many teams. But
I mean, it's stacked. It's stacked.
For an advantage to others, you all play each other at the end of the day. So there's gonna be someone's gonna lose. So so not everyone's gonna win 12. There's gonna teams are gonna have to suffer for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then you got injuries take factor.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm almost thinking 11. Like is a team's
11 to 10.
mindset. Yeah, 10, I remember 9 would get you kind of in at one point years ago. Then it was 10 for sure. 10 for sure would get you in, like no doubt. You're a 10-win team. You're going to playoffs. But now it's like I wasn't there a 10-win team last season? Didn't they get in? I could swear there was. Or it was.
No, it was like a few years before that. I think
it was 2020.
2020, yeah.
Okay, yeah, which is
at least was 11.
That's wild, right? So you guys are what? You got so Trevor, where you at? 9 wins, 8 wins? Where do you think?
I have 10. Oh, we did a show literally yesterday about it. I think we have 10 wins, and it's still not enough making to the playoffs, honestly. And our prediction that we had on our previous show, I had 2 10-win teams missing the playoffs. Damn. I had my number 7 seed finishing with 11 or 12 wins. So the AFC is gonna be loaded. For my opinion, it's gonna be loaded. And I think that again, I think that for us at least, our schedule is really not too terrible, but
the whole division schedule was not hard.
It's not
when you really look at it. All 4 of us, not that hard this year.
Yeah,
I mean, for me personally, but
Packers. I mean,
I think the way to spread it out, I think the Jets more and likely have everything so hard.
Yeah, they have the hard teams first
early on. So it's like for me, they're kind of screwed on. Even though I don't think they're gonna be as bad as their record may be bad, but I don't think that they're gonna be as bad as people think they are. I think that every single game they'll be in every single game. You just can't pull it out every single game. It's kind of like last year's Detroit team, how they were in almost every single game, but they just couldn't pull it out. Like their record say they're 13-1, but they were in like 12 of those games. So it kind of, especially with the Jets not having Wilson early in the season because of the injury. So again,
Yeah, that hurts.
So that hurts them a lot. But for us, at least, I think 10 wins is our to me is our ceiling. And even then, that won't. For me personally, it won't be enough. Honestly.
Okay. And Juan, you agree with that? You're around 10 games for the Patriots this season?
I'm gonna go really quickly through the schedule, really fast, and then I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
we have Miami first, right? So that's
Okay.
for us, that's tough. Not for others. For us, that's tough because we can't beat them for some reason. Then we got Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, Jets, Indianapolis by week in week 10. Jets, Minnesota, Buffalo, Arizona, Las Vegas, Cincinnati, Miami again at New England this time, and then finishing at Buffalo at week 18. Which, interesting enough, there's no date for it. It's interesting because they're waiting to see. But from what I'm hearing in that schedule, there's about 8 to like 10 winnable games. There's like 1 or 2 easy games, and there's like 4 is not happening. You're getting your ass whooped. Like to me, the 2 Buffalo games are ass whoopings. I don't care what nobody tells me. The Cincinnati is an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? But every other game, I guess Baltimore too. Maybe we'll see. That'll tell me about our defense when we play Baltimore in week 3. But for the most part, the rest of the games, since Green Bay may not have their offensive stride yet, that's a winnable game. You know, it's at Green Bay though, so that's gonna be tough. But whatever. That's a week 4 thing. We'll talk when week 4 hits. Those are all winnable games. The other ones. So as long as the defense, which I think will be fine, as long as they're fine and Mac Jones doesn't mess up and plays at least as good as he did last year, those are all winnable games. Don't mess it up. Run the football very well. There's a couple teams here who are not very keen at stopping the run very well. So that's an advantage New England. There is a lot of games. So 10, 11 is looking like it. In my whole thing, we were actually, I think, a 7th seed. 7th seed, yeah. Yeah, we were hit a 7th seed.
Mine was 8. Mine was 8. Mine was 8. We barely missed it. To me, we barely missed it. But it was very, very close to how we had it all together.
See, I have you guys around 8 wins, 8, 9, possibly. The only reason for that is because I just feel like the OC is a problem, like that, and the Mac Jones thing with a new, under a new system. Even if it's Belichick, if it is Belichick, that's even scares me even more if that's true, right? Like that's not what he does. He's a defensive guy. Like him calling offense, is he going to hold Mac Jones back and really go run heavy, like extreme, and just kind of like I see you guys doing this. I see you guys are going to have a really good defense to get to that 10 wins. And I think a lot of the games are going to be close. I still think that. I think for instance, that first week against the Dolphins, I had the Dolphins winning.
Me too.
But I have it really close, and I have it low scoring. I just do. I think you guys, he's still Bill Belichick. He's still going to bring the defense. Tua, to me, is still a question mark, even with the weapons he has. And I think it's going to be one of those where it comes down to just like last season. Week 1, yep. Just like last season, and I think Miami winds up getting like a turnover, and they wind up winning the game. Like that's how I see the game playing out. It's going to be like 20-17, something around there. 21-17. I don't think it's going to be crazy. Dolphins aren't going to score a crazy high amount of points this year. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I could be, but especially that first week against the Patriots defense. Somebody disagrees. Belichick knows how to. He's going to run. Listen.
This dude
here's my problem. Here's my problem with Tua, Captain Dean. You're going to talk about your team now in a minute. My problem with Tua is his first read option. And now we know who it is. It's Hill. He always seems to get flustered after his first read. That's when things break down for Tua. You don't think that Bill Belichick knows this about Tua? He's going to bring the heat against Tua? Bill's brung the heat every time against Tua. That's when Tua struggles. He does. He first read's not there. He gets flustered. That's one. 2, is Tua even going to make it through a season? Like, you know what I mean? But that first game, I still have you guys winning. Go ahead, Captain D, because I know you want to talk.
Oh, man, where do I start?
It's a Patriots Dolphin game. Go ahead.
Patriots Dolphins game. I think that it's gonna be close in the first half, and I think we'll pull away, not by too much. I think it's gonna and number one, 10-7. Kudos to the fucking Patriots last year with Mac Jones there, and I hate when I see this when it's downplayed, but I do think that they are they're going to be a force. I think our whole division is a force to deal with right now. The Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets, they're getting there. They got some talent, some young talent. It's going to take a little bit of time.
I'm sorry, D. What's your expectations? Not the amount about the game. I totally missed that. So what do you feel like you guys are going to do this year? That's my.
I think we're gonna win 11 games. 11 games. I give us 11.
Jeez. See, I don't have you at 11 either. I got you. I got you at 9 or 10.
And I believe in that because I do think that Tua has made some great strides, and I think that we have a system in place that is going to be very successful, and I just see 11 wins. I do see 11 wins.
Let me ask you both. First week 1, Dolphins Patriots. How important is that game? Even though it's a week 1 game, how important is that game for you guys? And I'll start with you guys first. Winner lose. Like, how important? If you guys lose that game, is that gonna kind of tell you how your season's gonna go, or is that like a must kind of win? Go ahead, Trevor.
For me personally, I think it's a statement game, honestly, because the Dolphins swept us last year, so it's kind of like, hey, listen, we have to at least show them that. Look again, Belichick hasn't beaten Tua yet. Hasn't beaten Tua yet in the NFL. So that's one thing. And honestly, for me, how our offense has gone in the offseason, we have to at least show that there's a pulse there, honestly speaking. So, of course, again, it's a division rival. And at least we're playing Miami in the beginning of the season instead of the end of the season, because it seems like we can't beat them anywhere in the middle of December. So I'd rather have them early, but it'll still be tough. It's going to be tough either way. But honestly, I think this to me is a statement win.
I disagree 1,000,000,000%. That's a fan's perspective. I don't think it's a statement game at all. I don't think it's important in terms of record, but it will show us where is the direction of this offense is going. So I agree in the sense that it's an important game, but not in terms of record and scheduling. It's more towards what the hell does this team look like? Now that preseason is over, now it's time. Even though Belichick loves to use September as a preseason part 2 half the time. But I want to see what is the direction of the team. But in terms of all that other crap, no, that's a fans thing. None of the Belichick shit about that.
MB41.
How do we look? What's the progress? Are we progressing or not?
Yeah. MB41 with a good comment, and it was. And I was actually going to say this to you, Captain D.
I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Rookie head coach, and I know you like him. I get that part. But he is a new coach, and he's going to take his. He's going to take his.
Said it in the show.
Lumps.
My reason for having you guys around 8 or 9 as well is because there's too much new, especially on offense. Almost the entire offensive roster is brand new, outside of like Waddle and Gesicki, like everybody, and the quarterback, who I don't think is even good. So I don't see how it's possible unless you guys go on a super run by late October. It's too much new. It takes a while for a new system, for a new rookie head coach, for the new pieces. Because again, your whole team literally is new. To get together that quickly to 1-11, I'm not sure. Maybe the year after that, but I think to get 9 wins with that brand new pieces like that will be awesome on his own, especially on this tough AFC. But 11 on stretching it. We'll see though.
Jose coming in. Hey, my favorite guys. Bro, 11 wins, bro. Yeah.
I like that. Jose, I like the spirit.
Yeah. Welcome, Jose, man. Appreciate you for hopping on. So what do you feel about that, Captain D? New head coach, new system in place. He's actually not even a new head coach. He's a new rookie head coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is even bigger to say. And I know you like him. And of course, almost everyone likes a new head coach, especially when the last one, even though I thought your last one was fine. I'm going to be real with you. I mean, of course I wasn't there. I don't know how the players felt about him, but I felt like, especially his first season, I felt Flores did a very good job for a team that probably shouldn't have won 10 games, right? Or 9 games, whatever that was. You guys won that year. So, yeah, man, I got to go with Juan. Like I said, you guys are still you got to connect all the pieces together. It's not one of those things where it's just going to be like, boom. You know what I mean? And preseason means nothing. Preseason right now, we know how that is. It's Tecmo Bowl. There's 4 plays, and that's it. 4 plays on offense, 4 plays on defense. Very plain Jane. You're not really seeing your starters. Most of the starters didn't even play this season. I think we played ours.
They diminished it, basically, because it used to mean more 10 years plus ago. Now,
yes,
it's gone.
Right. So I go back to it with UD. How important is game 1? What do you want to see? And my dog's very upset. Somebody's at my door. This is really odd. Nobody's ever at my door. Go ahead, D. Talk.
Game 1 absolutely has no. That is not going to affect the outcome of the season whatsoever.
Yeah.
This is in the NFL season. It is a marathon, and that is with dealing with injuries, players developing as the season goes on, young players, vets. It's a marathon. It really is. And no, the first game is not going to determine our season at all. But the only reason why I do feel confident, like I said, is the culture. It's a different vibe. It's a different talk that's being preached in South Florida, it's different than I've ever heard on a coaching aspect and what is being put out there. It's different, and let's see. Let's see. It's different. It's either going to work or it's going to fail, and everything's going to go back to what it usually is, and which I hope it doesn't. But let's see. Let's see what happens.
So, guys, this season we're switching up a little bit on the weekly awards. We're going to start right now. We'll do the off-season awards for this off-season, but every week, same awards, but we just switch it up a little bit. So we got the Boo This Man, which we all come to love. And that could be player or coach, by the way. We got the Styling and Profiling. That is a player award for the week. We have the What's Up With That. That could be player or coach. And then you got the Epic Rant of the Week, which you guys say whatever the hell you want to say. So I want to start with the Boo This Man. That could be player or coach.
Boo this man! Boo this man!
And I'm going to start with Trevor and Juan. Boo This Man, player or coach in the offseason. Who you booing?
None? Oh,
I have one. Nelson Aguilar. Let's be honest here. Like, last season, when we signed him, I was like, oh my God, we really overpaid for someone who's going to drop balls every season. And everyone kept telling me, oh, but he was pretty good in Las Vegas. He was okay. I'm like, whatever you say.
He was good once in Philly too.
Yeah,
literally once.
Yeah, yes. And then in the offseason, preseason, dropping everything. I'm like, come on. I'm like, did Bill Belichick really pay this man all this money to drop footballs? For that, you could have just hired me or Juan. At least we're not.
We're expected to suck.
Yeah, we're expected to suck. Not you when you're getting paid $50 million or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's around that
for the full contract. Yeah,
yeah, around that time. Like, come on, this is bull. This is a bunch of crap. So yeah, boo this man.
And if you're gonna boo Nelson Aguilar, how about booing the guy who gave him the money in the first place?
Oh, I was getting into that too, but that's gonna be later on.
As GM Bill. The fact that I don't even care about that much. Oh, Jose. Oh, he already. Oh, maybe I don't have to talk. Did he say what I'm gonna say?
Yo, Jose's always
yeah, I'm about to say I got. But he said
always on it, yo. Jose's always on it.
Go ahead.
It's the coordinator thing. I don't understand. You just thought he's gonna have Josh McDaniel for ransom and nobody's gonna scoop him up, huh? Had no backup plan. That's why he's in boo this man. No backup plan to replace an offensive coordinator to develop a quarterback you literally drafted 1 year ago. I know it's been 20 years since you had to get a new quarterback, but did you forget that they need consistency in order to grow? I guess he forgot that. I don't know. Since having the best player ever for 20 years, I guess he forgot that. But with him, apparently, if that's even happening, him calling plays, I don't know what the hell is going to happen to this damn kid who showed promise. God help us all. Boo this man. I'm sick of calling him out. I've been calling him out for 2 years on the damn show.
And
I hope Kraft is tired of it too.
And they literally shit on him for doing this. Like, it's ridiculous how they shit on him like this.
Because I don't get stuck on past accomplishments. I like what's going on now. That's why they get me.
For real.
I don't want to become the new Dallas Cowboys.
No,
I don't want to become the new Dallas Cowboys.
I don't want to do that either.
I guess that's
Captain.
the rant part too.
Captain D. Who you got, man?
Dolphins fans, I'm gonna break it to you right now. This is gonna be
I'm excited.
my boo this man. Stephen Ross, our owner, has been atrocious this whole offseason. And it started with the Brian Flores situation.
Mhm.
The tanking issue. And then that gets smoothed over. And we hire Mike McDaniel. And he's preaching to us the greatest things, communication. This team is gonna be different. And then all of a sudden, we get he was tampering and talking with Sean Payton and Tom Brady, and we get fined draft picks. This is the most as a fan and looking at the owner of my team, and I'm just like, all these teams, listen, they do they dabble, they do their dirt, but if you're gonna get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, at least be smart about it and dabble. You want to do your stuff on the side, dabble and do your stuff on the side. But this was just atrocious. It cost us draft picks, and that fine. He's gonna. I mean, he'll piss on that fine, but it's just a bad look, and it essentially it's hurting us. That is my boo, Stephen Ross, our owner of the Miami Dolphins. That unfortunately has cost us some picks in our future.
I mean, it really isn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really isn't that bad, honestly speaking. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's be honest. Like, they still have Houston's picks in the first round, so it's not too bad. But let's be honest here. You did all that tampering to still end up with Tua. So it is what it is.
non NFL related for all you Hurricanes fans out there. They're up 70-13, 6 minutes to go.
Wow.
You're not serious.
No,
Wait,
they
I'm
did.
serious.
Last time I left at halftime, like 42-13.
I'm dead serious. It's 6 minutes to go, 70-13.
You scored 10 times more. The Hurricanes scored 10 times more points than my team
Holy
did. My
shit.
team did.
And there's still 6 minutes left.
I know.
It may not finish at 70.
Maybe 77.
That's bad. So, anyways, I had to say it because I looked over. I'm talking to you guys. A game on to my left. I'm like, so what? I had to do a double take, but yeah. My boo this man, easy. John Feliciano, who went on. I forget what show it was. I forget the name, but talked about the playoff loss against the Chiefs. And he said the Bills deserved it because he wasn't a starter. If he was a starter, the offense would have had more fight. And I said, what the hell? First of all, the offense played very well. Had nothing to do with the offense why we lost. 1, 2, you're throwing your old teammates way under the bus. That's the shittiest thing ever to say. If you would have came out and said, I felt like I should have played, I felt like maybe I could have helped the team more, I'd accept that. I'd be like, all right, you know what?
I didn't know he played defense.
I get it. You know what I mean? Right. He's offensive lineman.
Like, hello.
For him to say, like, they got what they deserve. Whoa. Like, that's like that's a shitty thing to say.
Nah. He's a douchebag for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
So he'll forever be like an X on Bill's Mafia because he was cool when he left. Bill's Mafia was like, oh, he wrote this letter, and yeah, it's over with now. He was never.
That's how you really feel, John Feliciano. That's how you really feel.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, that was terrible. So I was like,
poor Tiz.
Once again, a player running his mouth. All right, we're gonna get to the next word: styling and profiling.
Styling and profiling.
So we'll get to Trevor and Juan, man. Who's your styling and profiling player of this offseason, preseason, whatever you want to call it.
Before he got hurt,
you can see how this is hard, right?
Before he got hurt,
It has to be somebody.
I have somebody.
I would say Tyquan Thornton before he got hurt. I thought that Tyquan Thornton played well. The fact that he was highly coveted when we got him, was like, okay, he may be something that a speedster. Again, the NFL is different now, so he's a speedster. Someone that can take the top off, whatever. But so far, before he got hurt, I thought he was pretty good. It would have been really good to see him in meaningful games, but he's hurt, so we'll figure it out from there. But other than that, I think he was one of the bright spots there. Pierre Strong was pretty good too, also as well. Pierre Strong, the running back that we got in the later rounds, was pretty good too. But overall, I guess it's not. I'm literally picking. It's like a needle in the haystack trying to find something good out of this. But I'm gonna go with Tyquan Thornton and Pierre Strong.
Okay, Juan, you agree with that? You're with Trevor on that one.
The Thornton thing, yeah. I also want to give a shout out to Kyle Duggar. I think he's gonna have a magnificent year this year. He will wind up creeping into the top 10 to top 5 safeties in the NFL. The little that he showed up, I've gotten a lot of positive news about him in community camps, popping people when he probably shouldn't because not that serious. But I like the enthusiasm for you, pop. Yeah, you remember the reports, right? You seen it?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna come out going crazy. Let's go Lenore Ryan, whatever school that is that he went to.
Lenore Ryan, yes. Lenore
Wherever
Ryan.
Belichick's from, thank God.
Steve Lynn coming in with a comment.
That's what I was talking about. You ain't see me mumbling?
Yeah, and I have something to say.
Agreed.
Get the hell out of here.
I agree.
Comment, Steve.
Better roster. Hello. All right, boss.
Oh, you're funny. That didn't make my day. God, what was that? Captain D. Go ahead, man. Tell us your style and profiling off-season, preseason.
I think it's got to be Tua Tagovailoa because he's had a great. He's put in that work. He's had a great. He hasn't played that much in the preseason, but behind the scenes with his training and understanding this new playbook and this new coaching staff, I think he's done really well, and he's been named one of the team captains already. So I'm gonna give him a shout out and be like, do your thing. You know what I mean? Like everyone's been hating on you and plotting behind you and picking other quarterbacks and doing this. Like he's put in the work. He's earned it. Do your thing. So and it's showing right now. To be honest, I'm not being a homer or anything, but it's showing a little bit in the preseason. So hey, shout out to him. Do your thing. Prove him wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Khalil Shakir. Been talking about the guy, late round pick. I think it was 5th round. Man, dude looks legit. I mean, he has really good hands. I saw his film when he was at Boise State. The dude was really good there. I think he was a steal for the Buffalo Bills. And he's already our punt returner because the coaches trust him that much already. And I think he'll get some playing time this season. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people for being that late round of a pick. He may be our future slot guy. I mean, that's how good this guy looks to be. But he is definitely my style and profiling player of the preseason. He stood out by far better than anyone as far as on the offense goes. But yeah, man, look out for Khalil Shakir. Maybe not this season, but I would say the following season, he's going to make some real noise in the NFL, in my opinion. All right, we're going to get to the What's Up with Dat, which is another awesome thing we do.
I said, oh, love, what's up with that? I said, what's up with that? What's up with that? E.T. likes Reese's Pieces.
So start with Sports Dynasty.
I agree with him.
What's up with that? Could be a player, could be a coach. What's up with that in the offseason, preseason?
Usually good at that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask Bill Belichick a question. You seen what the Dolphins did last year in the first 8 games of the season when he had 2 OCs, and then you have, even though I wanted him gone for years, but McDaniels is gone from New England, right? So it's kind of like you thought it was okay to have two people with very limited offensive experience to be the offensive head coaches.
Now, just be real. Two people who suck. Just
Yes.
Just be real.
They suck. You have somebody who failed as a defensive coordinator who's in New England. I don't care nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. He was trash. I couldn't wait for his ass to get out of New England. That's one. He goes to Detroit. Tommy, he goes to your hometown. He goes to your city right now and stinks up the joint. Had the entire team just turn on his ass. And then you bring him and his fucking pencil back to Foxborough. Why? Then this motherfucker has not coached offense since fucking graduate school, and you bring him back to call plays for the New England Patriots. And then don't get me started on the other guy, Joe Judge, who sold New York City a can of goods, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna turn New York City into the Patriot way." And this motherfucker couldn't score more than 20 points in the game. This man called a third and long on a QB on third and long in their own 10-yard line. It was so bad. And then these motherfuckers is calling plays. New England Patriots. Belichick, you're the greatest coach of all time. But what the fuck are you thinking with this bullshit? What is this? Like I don't understand. It's mind-boggling. It scratches my head all the time. What is up with this, Belichick? You need to ask me. Don't ask all the Patriot homers and the people that always be like, "Oh, and Billy, we trust." Ask me. Juan. Ask Coach Tulio. What's up with that?
Trevor did a "What's up with that" and an epic rant all in one.
Oh, the rant's coming too. The rant's coming too.
Oh man, okay, I can't wait for the rant.
I don't have to say anything, so continue, Captain D. I guess.
Captain D, man. What is your "What's up with that" player or coach? Anything on the offseason?
I don't have much, but I will say, what's up with cutting Lynn Bowden Jr. and the Patriots got they got one hell of a player. The Patriots signed Lynn Bowden Jr. I think that he could be a very dynamic player, and I see their offense kind of lacking a little bit, but I think that was a great pickup. And what's up with the Dolphins with not at least signing him to the practice squad and then giving him to a division rival, the New England Patriots? I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually playing and producing very soon for the New England Patriots, because I think that he's great. He's a great offensive threat. What's up with that?
Mine is, I didn't have much. I'm going to go with the O.J. Howard being cut. Not that he was dynamic or anything in the offseason or preseason, but we kept Tommy Sweeney. It's like, that's a typical like Sean McDermott move. It's keeping like the player, the guy he likes, even though he's done nothing. It's like, and O.J. Howard actually had a good preseason as far as blocking goes. Like, we could have still used him as that blocking tight end. And you never know. Maybe he could have caught on during the in the season, caught on to the offense. Because I think that's what happened. I think O.J. Howard never caught on to Ken Dorsey's offense. And I felt like they maybe thought Sweeney was already there and whatever. But it was just odd that they would cut. Oh, and we lost money. Like, the contract was guaranteed. So it's like, by cutting him, it's like, made no sense. Like, no one was going to pick up Tommy Sweeney. If you would have cut Tommy Sweeney, if you really wanted him back, you could have got him on the practice squad. He would have been there 100%. So O.J. Howard already signed with Houston, by the way. So he's an athletic freak. It doesn't mean, I'm not saying he's great. It just, I felt like they didn't really give him a chance, and he didn't have that bad of a preseason. Weird. Really, really weird. We always have those weird cuts, and where we keep one player who's dating the owner's daughter and he sucks, but we keep him because of that. It's like so odd. It's the oddest thing we did, but I swear to God, like 2 years in a row, we had this tight end. He was just there because he was dating the owner's daughter. Everybody knew what was up. Like, this guy was terrible. But hey, I guess that's what happens. All right, so we're gonna get into the epic rant of the week.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me.
Ooh,
Yep, I'm almost.
write something about him. Trevor and Juan. Go ahead. Epic rant of the week.
I have a rant. Now I've been saying this on my show, our show for a while now. It's about the ineptitude of bad franchises. Ineptitude of bad franchises. We have owners here who literally have no idea what they're doing, how to run a franchise, and the fans who support these teams have to suffer. I mean, except for us. I mean, for us, we'll laugh at y'all, but the fans who support those, they have to suffer. Like, look, let's take the Cleveland Browns for an example. The Cleveland Browns paid a man $230 million who may or may not play this year without having no type of reason whatsoever that, hey, he may be in a lot of trouble. But you make this man the highest paid QB in the NFL history.
At the time, yeah.
At the time before you have this guy coming, Kyler Murray coming. So my thing is this. I feel that owners should have a 10-year period where you have to produce something in 10 years. Now, I know that building a team takes a while, but it has to be some type of direction. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars have had 5 or 6 first-round picks, literally top 5 first-round picks in the last 5 years, and they're still dog shit. Shad Khan. Why did Shad Khan get to own the team for? For what? You have Trevor Lawrence in your team, and the team is dog shit. Let's be honest. How many wins do you think the Jaguars will win this year? 3, maybe 4. Look at Houston. Houston don't know who the quarterback is, but yet they're still able to put a team there and completely suck with no type of direction whatsoever. It bothers me. We need to have these owners have a 10-year period where you show us, hey, you're building the team, it's in the right direction. And in 10 years, you guys still dog shit. Sell the team. Get the fuck out. Get out. Now, unfortunately, the NFL will never do this. The owners will never agree to this because who's going to give away free money? But I'm talking about from a fan standpoint. Why does fans like the Cleveland Browns have to suffer for 30 plus years because for them it doesn't matter who the owner is. They still suck. Detroit for right now is finally getting on the right path.
We'll see.
But we'll see. But for the looks of it, it was the right plan. Chicago has been trashed. Chicago came and found a quarterback.
That's the most low-key bad franchise ever. People swear they're a good franchise. No,
they're a terrible franchise. The Giants, the last 10 years have been dog shit. People talk about, the New York Giants are a storied franchise. They were a storied franchise. They were. They averaging 4 wins a season the last 10 years. Look at the Jets. The Jets are a dumpster fire franchise. Arizona, no matter how much they tried, they had 2 quarterbacks in 2 years, and they're still a dumpster fire franchise. If you are a dumpster fire franchise, you got 10 years to put it together. If not, get the fuck out and let me or you or Captain D or anybody with common sense, with football knowledge, take care of the team. Unfortunately, you don't have the money. So, whatever. If I had the money like that, I would say, listen, get the fuck out. Let me just do my thing and call it a day. I'm sick and tired of bad franchises ruining it for everybody else. It was every sport. But that's
That's what I was gonna tell you. It goes every. I'm a Piston fan. Oh my god.
Oh damn.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe I will say. Yeah, I will say this though. He finally got a GM
talent
who seems like and that's because he got a GM who seems to know what he's doing, and he backed away. Like, I don't mind that. If you're a shitty owner, I'm good. Okay, but get the right guy and get the hell out of the way. Get the right guy in and back out.
Look at the Sabres in Buffalo. Even though Paguglia has turned the Bills around, the Sabres in Buffalo are still a dumpster fire.
Still bad,
so,
yeah.
Again, some owners can't handle 2 teams at once. Like the Knicks. James Dolan. The Rangers they finally got it back together, but the Knicks are a dumpster fire. Like I'm saying, how can you prioritize one team but completely shit on the other?
But some can. Like for instance, the Pistons. The Pistons had Bill Davidson, who owned the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Pistons won in 2004, and the Lightning won the same year. So we had 2 franchises win championships. So it just depends. Honestly, at the end of the day, it boils down to your GM and coach. I always said it's like a chain, right? Like, so like the owner has to hire the right GM, and that GM has to hire the right coach, and then they all got to be on the same page, right? Because even if the GM's great and the coach is good or great, but they don't see eye to eye, that chain is not working, and then you got a problem. And then you're back to square one, because guess what? You're gonna fire one or the other, and then now you gotta find that GM that meshed with the coach, and now he's gonna hire a new coach 9 times out of 10, right? And then the owner doesn't like the coach, or the owner doesn't like the GM. So that's where it starts to get, it really, honestly, at the end of the day, it's kind of a little luck. I got to be honest with you. Sometimes it's a little luck where these
Most
guys
things
just happen to connect, or they came from a same system. So, for instance, Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott came from Carolina. They knew each other. They were already eye to eye in what they wanted to do when they went to a team. So it was kind of perfect situation, but that doesn't always work that way. 9 times out of 10, your GM's not coming with a coach. He's not bringing that same guy from that team. He's probably going out and searching for another coach that's a free agent for a reason, right? A new OC or DC or whatever. So, all right, Captain D, you got an epic rant, man?
Oh, I do have an epic rant. I sure as hell do.
I can't wait.
My epic rant is the hypocrisy that I have heard from different, including you, Tommy, about from what I've heard from other teams, other fans, about what's going on, what's in their dirty laundry. And it started with Deshaun Watson when we were interested, and they were like, "Oh, you guys are interested in Deshaun? Oh my God, why would you even do?" And I was just like, "Do you not realize that half of these owners, half these teams, it's all a matter of winning. It's all a matter of winning." And yes, we got our hands caught in the cookie jar with Sean Payton and Tom Brady, whatever was going on with that. But what I'm trying to get at is every team does it. Matt Ariza was the punt motherfucking god.
You better wrap it up.
He was kicking 80-yard punts.
Oh, that was good.
And
he had the mouse on that the whole time. The minute he said his name, he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to use this."
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That is my epic rant. All these owners, they want to win, and they will go at any cost. You mean to tell me nobody?
We will have this rant. This sounds like a Patriot rant.
Fact check what Matt Ariza was involved with a gang rape. You mean to tell me nobody?
He said it. I wonder what else he got in there.
I'm just saying. I'm keeping it real.
No,
all these teams we all do our dirt, but don't call out.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Let me finish. Don't call out another team, because we all these teams do, all these owners do it. Don't call it out. It is what it is.
But that's different. That's totally different. Like the Matt Ariza thing is way different, bro. Like honestly,
in what way?
First of all, if he was a quarterback, running back, receiver, I would totally be like, you know what? You're probably right. They probably knew, but he was a first round quarterback. They're probably, hoping it goes away, but he's a punter in the 6th round. They weren't. It wasn't that important. I don't think they knew. They definitely didn't know.
Hold on. You mean to tell me? Wait, let me just say this right now.
Yeah,
we've played competitive sports on a much lesser level than anything, but we are talking on the pro level. You are being drafted by a professional football team, and you don't think that they properly looked into that before
I believe
has to be.
No, I believe there is background checks, but I don't think they. I'm telling you, 6th round punter. It never went out. Listen, it never.
I don't.
The police
that.
never. No, I'm telling you, D. They never investigated. The police. They took the report. They never pushed forward. That's on the university, and that's on the police. Now, mind you, I will say this: did our guy do his diligent homework? Like really dive in deep on a Matt Ariza punter? Maybe not. But did he go to the college and go, "Hey, trust me, I'm sure they did. Hey, how is Matt's grades? How is Matt in school? They all do that, and I'm sure the college lied. You don't think they lied? They didn't want.
Well,
that
I will
story
say this.
getting
I
out.
will say
Of
I
course
Tom,
understand
we got
what
a
you're saying.
comment supporting you.
But
Right, of course, they're not gonna be like, "Oh, he's
got
involved
one.
in a rape allegation."
I no, I understand that. But if I were a general manager
Yeah.
and I'm putting myself in their shoes, or I was some type of CEO in a professional sports team, and I literally had a handful of picks, maybe a little bit more, depending on my situation at the time or year,
Mhm.
and I'm investing my pick in my future, that's my job. I would make sure that he did not have a
Yeah, but
pending.
you see
I would
this.
do my
You
due
see this.
diligence, and it was
You're,
just I don't
According
know.
to lawyer
I
Steve Lynn.
you read this, right? So now I don't know that to be the case, but I will tell you though, it was not. They didn't press charges. It wasn't out there, D. However, I will agree with you on once they found out in July, which
you.
they
Yeah.
did, is when they should have said, "Hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send you home," because I don't think anyone would have said right now. Anyone would have been like, "Oh, the Bills were idiots." No, because if they would have sent them home when they found out, they would have been like, "Yo, the Bills sent this dude home," and then they wound up cutting him anyways once more details came out. Because once they found out more details, it wasn't like, the Ray Rice situation. You know what I mean? Like I need a video of him knocking this girl out. It was totally different situation.
No,
My
whole point
when they
is
found out,
that
I know your point, but I don't think they knew in the draft process. Now, did some teams maybe find out and do their digging deeper or better than the Bills? Maybe, but I don't know if that was totally out because I haven't heard that yet. Like I haven't heard a team go, "We knew for sure," because you got to remember there was other teams interested, right? So did they know or they did not know? Maybe they passed him up because he was only a punter for one season. You know what I mean? So like, who knows? You know what I mean? That's not out there for me to go for sure. They knew, they drafted him anyways. Like that would be irresponsible for me to say that. And she was underage and the police didn't investigate. I'm going to say blame it on the college more than anybody because the college knew they should have done their homework better or they should have suspended them or whatever. But at least until the facts came out. So, but I just felt like they should have handled it a little better in July. That's the only thing I can say about that. They should have sent them home and then do their homework, right? Investigate better. And then they would have probably cut them just like they cut them anyways. They wound up cutting them right when, you know what I mean? It wasn't like people were like, they cut them literally 2 days later, 3 days later. So it's not,
let me just ask you a question, Tommy. If you were a GM and your job was to make these picks, you got a handful of picks, and you wanted to make sure by any means, because that depended on your job, your livelihood.
Yeah. If it's not out there, though, it's not my fault. That's definitely. There's been free agents that have been signed, NFL free agents that's been in the league 3-4 years that come on a team that they find some dirt on later on during the season, or he did something in the offseason that they didn't know about because it didn't come forward yet. You get what I'm saying? Not everybody has these reports. Some allegations come later. You know what I mean? The civil suit came on later.
Deshaun Watson was late.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, yeah.
So you get my point. So like, not everything is there for like, but they do. I will say this: every NFL team has like a ex FBI or something in their organization to do backgrounds. But once again, though, I don't know if the police ever made this a thing. There was a public, if it even became public enough for them to find out. If it was never in public, meaning the police were like, "Hey, university, you handle this." Because from what I heard was they went back to the university. They have their own security. They said, "Hey, you guys look into it. You guys," and they never did, or they never really pushed it because San Diego State was having a good year. They probably didn't want the distraction. Let's be real. That's at the end of the day, they make money off sports, colleges, right? They're having a great year. They didn't. You think they want 3 players distracting on a gang rape? Of course not. They were sweeping it under the rug, and now it came to light. Now they're like, so.
I agree.
No, I
agree.
I just think Buffalo Bills probably didn't dig maybe deep enough because I felt like, listen, to be honest with you, from what I heard, because I dug. I heard this story was out in June that they LA Times wrote an article. They never said Matt Arise's name, but they wrote an article saying that San Diego State, there was there was an allegation of gang rape by players. Now, they didn't name the players. But right there, if I'm drafting anyone from San Diego State, or I'm probably going, right? You know what I mean? But maybe Buffalo, just who knows? He seemed like a great kid. I got to be real with you. You look at him, seems like a nice guy. Wouldn't need to do that, but I don't know people. We talked about this the other day. Kellen Winslow, seemed decent looking guy. He's going
too many times, yeah.
Right, getting 80-year-olds.
Yeah.
I mean, people are weird. So I don't know. So, but once again, though, he hasn't got his time. He hasn't even been arrested. Just a heads up. So I have no idea what's going on with that. And that's not my worry anymore. He's not on my team. Care less. He's gone. So the end of the day, we did the right thing. Cut him. And listen, if he's innocent and he winds up being, which he's not, I'm going to be honest with you, because either way, he already admitted to having sex with her. Okay, even if she lied about her age, said she was 18, California law is 17. Even if she says I was 18, lied, it's still statutory rape in California. So he's in trouble regardless. He'll get something against him regardless. They're going to do something. Now, the gang rape part, that's the worst part, because if he gets in trouble for just having sex with her, I don't think it'll be that terrible on him. Like, he won't be that bad of a guy. Like, people won't look at him. Because, man, come on, that's really close. It's a college party. I understand that part. But if it's a gang rape, he's done. He's going to get a lot of time in prison. So, but anyways, enough of Matt Araiza. He's over with. He's done. My epic rant of the week is people who talk shit who don't even watch football.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus
Absolutely.
Christ.
Absolutely.
Don't even know their own team, doesn't know their players, and want to talk shit. I can't stand that. So, quick story. I'm in Detroit. Everybody knows that. I go get pizza. I'm wearing my Bills jersey. Listen, Bills were a terrible team for many seasons. I would be the last guy during the drought years to walk through New England and be like, seeing some guy and be like, you Patriots suck, bro. So I'm getting pizza, and this guys walk by me like, what do you think the Bills are going to do? I said, they're going to the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, right. You guys suck. And I'm like, wearing his Lions jersey. I said, bro.
A Detroit Lion thought he had
stop.
the motherfucking right to say anything to anybody? Oh, my God.
Yo, they getting both time, man.
What's the ultimate thing they say about the Bills? One of the ultimate things. He turns around and goes, 4 Super Bowls, no rings. And I said 4 more times that we win
than you motherfuckers.
And he goes, true. And he just walked away.
What a great waste of time that was.
Right, total. Like, bro, I wasn't there going, Buffalo's kicking it. Like, I wasn't rubbing it. I wasn't talking anything. And once again, if Detroit got good, I'd be like, hey, good for you guys. Like, I don't know. I'm that way. Like, when a terrible organization finally turns it around, I hate when teams are like, the hate comes. It makes no sense to me. It's like, why wouldn't you be like happy for these guys? Like, they've sucked for so long, and now they finally are doing it right. And you're like, oh, you guys suck. And I was like, but the worst is, like I said, the people who say it and they don't even know their own team. And I'll be like, bro, who you guys got? I don't know. We got blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, he's not even in the league anymore. Stafford sucks, bro. I'm like, Stafford's not on your team, bro.
Stafford won the Super Bowl too, so fuck off.
I mean, yeah, bro. Oh my God. So anyways, so guys, we're going to do the week 1 predictions next Saturday when we go on Sports Dynasty, but we will get a prediction right now because there's only one game going on before we get to Saturday, which is the Buffalo Bills versus the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday Night Football. So we're going to start with Trevor and Juan. What's your prediction for that game? How do you see that game going?
I'm not going to lie to you.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have the prediction. I'm not gonna pick a score because that's ridiculous. I'm gonna go with. I think the Rams all around, to me, honestly, are just well-rounded roster wise. Buffalo. I'm not gonna lie to you. First of all, shout out to the NFL for having this kick-ass start to the NFL season.
Oh, dude, yes.
That is a home run for a first game of this opening game. It's tough. It's really tough. I'm going to go with the Rams to win this game. I think that the high of coming off a Super Bowl championship will be enough for them to at least say, "Hey, fine, listen, the fans will happy," but it's going to be very close, very hard hitting, and who knows? It may be a Super Bowl preview. I mean, like I said, like it's going to be really tough, but I like the scheduling so far for the NFL.
Yeah, week one, there's a lot of good games.
Yeah, actually. I'm going to go with the Rams to win this one, very, very barely.
Okay, Juan.
This is the hardest game to pick in the week. I have no idea. This is really tough. I'm a coin flip. I don't have any football reason. I'm gonna go Rams. Just coin flip. I don't have a football reason. I'm sorry.
You're going dog fight Rams.
Yeah, it's tough. Somebody's hitting 30. You know what I'm saying? I just guess it'll be the Rams. I guess. I don't know. It's tough. I'm sorry.
All right. Captain D, man, go ahead.
This is what should have been the Super Bowl, and the Bills are gonna. Unfortunately, the Bills are gonna show what should have probably happened last year, and I got this 31-21 Bills. I think Gabriel Davis is gonna have a real nice season. He's gonna show out more. He's more fine tuned. Josh Allen is gonna show out, and I'm looking ahead. I think it's gonna be easy for the Bills to dispatch the Rams.
I forgot about that.
Let's go Dolphins. Let's put up a fight against them.
Yeah, so just to Jose's point, that's one of mine.
Can I change my pick?
Arm.
I go Bills. I forgot about that, and I said that in the show, and I forgot. Jesus Christ!
So that's one of them. I think Whitworth is a big loss for them on offensive line. A key loss, really. He was one of the best to do it. I just think our defensive line, we just totally revamped. I mean, we are stacked on the line now. We got some big boys there. As you know, Von Miller is now on the edge. Gregory Rousseau is the second year in. Ed Oliver is getting better by a lot. Every season, he seems like he's taking another big step. Jordan Poyer is healthy and back. Micah Hyde is healthy and back. The only guy we're missing is Trey White for this game. He'll be out. I don't think Trey White's going to be back to week 8 after the bye, in my opinion. But other than that, we have a stacked team. And our offense, just like Captain D would say, Gabriel Davis, I have a feeling it's going to be his first 1,000-yard season. He is going to be starting this league. I'm telling you, he's gained more muscle weight. He's just, his work ethic is up there. We got a lot of weapons now. Our offensive line has gotten better with Roger Saffold. Deion Dawkins is completely healthy. Last year, he missed the games because of COVID, and when he came back, he just wasn't 100%. Mitch Morse is healthy. Everybody's healthy on the offensive line. Zach Moss looked a lot better, so he'll be RB2. I think we're going to beat them good. I think we're going to beat them 34-17 and ruin their Super Bowl celebration. And I think if I had to predict an early prediction of Super Bowl, I think it's going to be Tampa and Buffalo. I think it's going to be Brady versus Allen.
That was my Super Bowl prediction as well. That was my Super Bowl prediction. Exactly what it is. Exactly what it is.
I just have that, like, I just have that feeling, man. Like, they put Brady. By the way, Brady number 1 on the top 100 is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That's more of a. I just don't feel like 2022. I'm not saying. Listen, he is the GOAT. Like, and I hate saying it because frick. But I'll be honest, he is the greatest quarterback and probably one of the greatest players to ever play the football. But you're telling me he's the greatest 2022 player. He's the best player in football.
It was voted by his peers, though.
I know. But are the peers voting because they know it's probably his last year and it's kind of like a farewell? Like, hey, you are the man. Like, I kind of felt that way because, come on, Aaron Donald. If you're gonna put, and I'm not saying Josh Allen should have been number 1. I think if anyone, probably should have been Aaron Donald, in my opinion. And I think Tom Brady's more around the top 10 range somewhere around there. I just don't feel like he's at one spot or even top 5. I think Mahomes is playing at a higher level right now than Tom Brady. We got to be real.
I don't think it's outrageous.
Number 1 and the best player in 2022? No, man. I don't think so.
It's outrageous
I really don't think so.
I think I think you're
I
bugging
think
out, man. I don't see it at all.
Best player.
He arguably should have won MVP last year. He had to carry
bro.
that injury-riddled Tampa team to the thing and almost beat the defending
Yeah,
Super
but
Bowl
he's not.
champions.
He's not the
I'm
best
just saying.
player in football. I mean, I understand what the players are doing. I'm not saying he's bad either. I'm saying he's top 10 out of a crazy amount of unbelievable talent. You know what I mean? It's really good if you're considered a top 10 player in the whole league. I'm just saying for his age, coming into another season where he is getting older, I don't think he's going to be that guy. He's the best player, just in my opinion. I'm just saying, I think quarterback wise, I think Mahomes ahead of him. I think Allen's ahead of him. I think Burrow's ahead of him. I think Herbert's ahead of him. I mean, it's just my opinion. Younger guys, bigger arms right now. Guys are getting better as the seasons go. It's not like these guys are falling off the map. These guys are only getting better. Now, I get it. Tom Brady is a legend. He's playing at a high level. No doubt. Like, I'm not saying I am not Max Kellerman or these guys are like, oh, retire, you're old man. Like, I'm realistic. I know he probably could play another year for all, and I don't have no idea, but I'm just saying top 10, I think around there I'd have been cool with, but not in that top 5 part. I think maybe 8, 7, 9, maybe somewhere around there I'd have been cool with, but hey, it is what it is. We'll find out.
You better hope to Christ that he don't hear this, because if your Super Bowl prediction is
I
true,
would love if
he's gonna whip your ass. I hope you know that. I'm just letting you know. You better hope to God he don't hear this.
We will not let
that happen. You out of all people know that when he hears something he don't like, he turns.
You do remember what Von Miller did to Brady? That was a great game, but they still won. The defense came through.
That was a long time ago.
And and he lost one of his best offensive linemen for the year.
No, he definitely did. But
so that's going to be tough on them. But anyways, guys,
he's a different animal. I'm just saying.
This was a great first episode back. I want to tell everybody in the chat, next weekend at 6:00, we are going on a Sports Dynasty podcast. It will not be on Mafia Sports Report. We are going to Sports Dynasty podcast at 6:00. I'll tweet out the link on probably Friday and Saturday, just so everybody knows where we're at again. The following week, we will be on Captain D podcast, which is the V podcast. And if you go subscribe right now, you can check out his trailer that's been on there for 9 months. He hasn't done anything since, but he will get something up there, right, Captain? All right, okay. I know Captain D will, because I'm going to do something.
Jose. Sorry, Jose said something funny.
Let's see here. 2-1. Oh, man. But anyways, any last thoughts, Captain D?
You're muted, bro.
You're muted, Captain D.
I'm gonna say, let's go Dolphins. I think it's gonna be somewhat of a close game, but I think that we'll pull it out at the end. I think the second half is gonna be Dolphins. Let's go Dolphins. Let's go to.
Oh, look, Jose wants to know your channel. Say you're confusing people with the V podcast. Go ahead, tell them your channel so they can sign up, because they're going to need to.
Oh, definitely. My channel is going to be the V podcast, and we're gonna. There's going to be more promotion coming out as we go along. So.
I'll send the link. I'm gonna listen.
Thank you.
Actually, moving forward, because I'm sorry, guys, I didn't do it. Moving forward, we're going to have all our channel links in the description starting next week. So you're going to have my description in when Sports Dynasty does it. You're going to have Captain D's subscription link for their channel. Okay, so this way you guys can just click it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you're good to go. All right, guys. So any last words, Trevor and Juan, before we go?
See you next week.
See you next week.
All right. All right. And yeah, Thursday's going to be epic, guys. So go Bills. Peace out. I'm out of here. Peace.